EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to a very loud and a very sold-out Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. It's the first of 6 games here on Super Wildcard Weekend, and we are underway on EA Sports. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, here we go.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
But they certainly got dented with that first down run. So now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
Here we go.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. Now it's Burrow. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
Flush to his right. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front, the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this will be taken at the 13. The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10. Right at the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll complete this one to Watson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Terry McLaurin, 44 yards. And the Chargers will strike first here, this wild card matchup. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Throw out wide is incomplete.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. So finally completes his first pass. Credit the defense, though. They've been showing him some different looks, keeping him off balance.
Yeah, I like the observation that you had there, because when you give him different looks and give any quarterback different looks, it takes just a little bit longer to process sometimes, and you don't throw the ball with the same confidence. You're not sure that that's where you should go with the football, and that's worked for the defense early in this game, and now he's got his first completion. Let's see if his confidence comes back, and he starts to get into a nice little groove.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 3rd and 4 now.
Oh, I see you nodding your head along with me, partner, because it's pretty obvious what they were trying to do there on the drag route. With his speed, they're hoping he can turn the corner and maybe take this to the house. But that was excellent work defensively to make sure once he caught it, he wasn't going anywhere.
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A great play there. 57 yards. And the Bengals are an extra point away from drawing level. Evan McPherson now for the PAT. The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A collegiate star here in the Buckeye State. It's J.K. Dobbins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. They'll go again with Dobbins. They'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
On the ground, it's the rookie running back out of Miami. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down.
Well, when you're a road team in the playoffs, when you're a wild card, what's the one thing you need to be able to do to stay in football games? Run the football. And that's an excellent job right there of identifying where to go and picking up good yardage.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
2nd and 10.
Go. Set. 21. Bailey Tiger.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now it's Herbert. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go to the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
And that will wind up just short. He had it on line. It ran out of gas at the end. And in this first quarter of play, this will remain a tie ball game. The Bengals drive about to get going. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And that is caught. He's gone for a Bengal touchdown. Zach Moss, 48 yards. And the Bengals have taken the lead. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who is open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Christian Watson, 70 yards. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Dicker now to tack on the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. They couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
On 2, ready?
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Gun. Dot. 11, mighty. 11, dot.
This is Brown going up the middle. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff.
Here we go.
That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Dot.
Now they go play action now. Burrow. Open man downfield is Chase. He's got it. And he'll take this into the end zone for Bengal TD. Jamar Chase, 53 yards. And the Bengals have broken our tie as they take the lead. So the points coming fast and furious in this opening quarter. Whoa.
Yeah, both defenses, they're looking pretty exploited right now with the way these offenses are attacking. They are a step behind, back on their heels, whatever cliche you want to use. Right now, they're trying to figure out how to slow them down, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not willing to risk a return. His ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Play action. It's Herbert. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. In motion left goes Watson. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. That's taken in by Watson. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports.
21, Chargers 14.
Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Run! Home to try. Set. Go.
On the counter now, it's Dobbins. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Stay with Tiger. Stay with Tiger. Stay with Tiger. Ray.
Back to throw here, Herbert. To the left side, he's got McConkey. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
Out of the gun, Herbert. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Chargers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Here's Herbert. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Logan Wilson, the one who got in there and dropped him to the ground. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker. Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing 3rd and goal. Herbert now. This is caught. Touchdown, Chargers. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Chargers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far and fun to watch. Williams loses the football. And it looks like the defense has got it. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. Now, throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Now, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
I'm darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Here we go. Stop.
Now Burrow. That is caught. He's going to have the first down and more than that. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. They'll give this up the middle to Brown. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Chase Brown, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals have broken our tie as they take the lead. McPherson on for the point after. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. Here's Herbert. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, after watching him ring the bell that many times and put the ball in the end zone throwing it, you had to figure they had to bring some type of pressure. They had to change things up on defense.
And able to get to him, put him on the ground, so maybe just something to throw him off a little bit.
Yeah, that had to feel a lot better for the defensive guys. They've been getting carved up in this one. To finally knock him on the ground and force an incompletion, that's got to be a sigh of relief.
Herbert. Finds his receiver, Watson. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down. Looking to throw. Herbert. And complete once again to Watson. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do in that one is a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. 4th down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt. Charlie Jones deep for Cincinnati. This is taken at the 23. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
On one, ready?
Now a 2nd and 10.
Gun. Stop. 11 MT. Stop.
Burrow will throw. Got him in. It's Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
11. Stop.
Here's Burrow. Looking deep here for Chase. He's got it at the 15. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Jamar Chase with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bengals have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. McPherson now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver, that makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, 49 yards. And the Chargers have cut it back within a score. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. Flushed out right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
I thought at first he'd try to run, but he just kept buying time to his right. Finally, nothing there. He wisely gets rid of it.
Burrow on play action. And that's going to be incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
11 MT, 11 MT.
Throwing again, it's Burrow. Well, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
So first thing that crosses my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
You better not suck my dick in the comment section. No, I was playing. I was playing.
And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. In motion left goes Watson. To throw on 2nd and 10. Herbert, he's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Christian Watson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point.
Nah, my mic's charging, bro. That's why I'm not. That's why it sounds weird. I'm talking through my controller. Mic's charging, so I'm just vibing. You know what I'm saying?
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out.
Penalty against them.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Here we go. Stop.
Burrow looking to pass. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Play action. It's Burrow. That's caught by the tight end, Drew Sample. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. Here is 3rd down and 4.
Here we go. 12, 12, 12. 12, 12, 12. Stop.
Now it's Burrow. He's going to rifle one deep left side.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half.
So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
Set. Crowd right, crowd right, crowd right. 12, 12, 59, 59. What is it?
The final shot before the break for Herbert. Escaping the pressure right.
And this one finds McConkey.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the 2nd half of this AFC Wildcard game.
And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the 3rd quarter will start from the 30.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And, CD, we are in for a very intriguing 2nd half. This is what we wanted, all tied. This is what postseason football is all about.
It certainly is. And doesn't it speak to the parity in the NFL? Roughly half the teams that made the playoffs the year before miss the next year, get replaced. We know it's an any given Sunday mentality. Nothing's easy in the playoffs, but when you have your shot, they're eager to seize it.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Rolling to his right. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Herbert able to show his wheels as he gets the first.
He's been patient this entire game, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise them with a quarterback keeper. There he catches him off guard and converts his first rush of the game into a 1st down. Gotta love that efficiency.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And they'll get him down here at about the 42. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. 103 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the wild card round.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now Herbert going to shift his guys around.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll try the air now with Herbert. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, the great coach has said football is a really simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Herbert. That one complete to McConkey. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. And this one is right through, and they have regained the lead. Well, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
Breaks through the contact. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following the field goal a moment ago.
And I think even though they trail in the game now, I would consider that a win for their defense, and that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get us the lead back.
Another run for Brown on 2nd down. And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown. He'll take this to the 46.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not.
Here we go.
Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
It is certainly becoming rarer by the year to see your franchise guy take a hit like that. The defender couldn't believe he had a shot to light him up. So when you take off and run, you have to make sure you can slide, get out of bounds, anything. Just don't leave yourself open to hits like that.
And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
4th down. Here's Joe Burrow. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Running right, here's Brown. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Third quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. He's having a nice game through the air. His decision-making's been really good. Solid there again. Just seeing nothing downfield goes underneath. Nice game.
How about the patience? Because when you're having a big game through the air, you're looking for those chunk plays, those big ones downfield. Instead, as you noted, takes the check down, dumps it off, gains good yardage anyway. Really well executed. Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
They go right back to the ground here in Brown. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Brown will take this one in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they turn that halftime deficit into a 3rd quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But, boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
And McPherson on for the extra point.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Now it's Herbert.
Throwing left side, and Watson has it.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get-it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Justin Herbert looking to pass.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
Back to throw here, Herbert. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting them back on the sand.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack as a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little game there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Let's go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He's going to fire one, corner of the end zone. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Cincinnati. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. And no move to get Herbert off the field. They're going for this.
Hey, ram.
4th down for Herbert. Desperation time. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers, and the Bengals will get the football back. The Bengals drive about to get going. And this a very important drive leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here 1st down. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run. But you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
That's caught, Andre Yoshivas. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
Here we go.
An inside give, Brown. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The 71 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
And in a situation like this, you're in the 2nd half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up a 1st down.
And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Now 2nd and 9.
Here we go. 11, Thomas.
They'll send the tight end in motion left. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And he rifles one incomplete.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
The offense on 3rd down, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 9. Now Burrow. Throw left side complete to Chase. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
we go. 11 MT tight. 11 MT tight. 11 mighty. 11 mighty.
They'll try and throw for it with Burrow. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the fourth as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
Now a 2nd and 6. Herbert.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback. So that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Over the middle and caught by McConkey. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a tire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
I tell you, he's been running for his life all game long. They've sacked him time after time. And here he's again forced to beat the retreat. And he's got to throw this ball away.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Go. Ready.
Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big play there for L.A. 49 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. Evades him at the 20. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 127 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
10 more there and another 1st down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed, too.
Quick throw there is incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. J.K. Dobbins, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers put together a 4th quarter drive to take the lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And that gives him a 3-point lead.
Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away.
Jones breaking from the contact.
On some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And this wild card game has been as good as advertised. They trail by a field goal here in the fourth, with obviously a very critical drive forthcoming as they start with a first down.
My controller died. My fault. My controller died.
This will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here comes second down at 5.
11 mighty. 11 mighty. 11.
Now Burrow changing things up here.
Shotgun handoff to Brown here.
Yeah, he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth.
Well, the elements, the crowd, the situation, this is NFL football at its best. Here's third down.
Here we go.
Burrow looking to pass.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Let's go, let's go.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
This now a 3rd and 4. A fake on the jet sweep and a give to Dobbins. And he will have a Charger first down, and that should be the one that gets him to the finish line.
And they'll indeed take a knee. And they'll take a knee as the clock ticks down toward 50 seconds to go. They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs. Well, one win down, still 3 to go to get to the most hallowed ground in sports, but a good start.
A terrific start because they get to move on. It's a long offseason ahead for them now.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Cincinnati.
Bust up, man. God damn. God damn. Put my mic on. My mic ain't fucking dead now. Man. We low-key got out. Oh, we didn't throw 3 interceptions. You can't win throwing 3 picks. 4 touchdowns, no win-offs. Locked in. Herb. We literally couldn't turn the ball over that game because we fucking... Bro, I bust that long one. It didn't even feel like I was running the ball well because this man was just shedding. Our 3 boys went crazy. All big days from him. We was feeding everybody today. But my goodness, we sneak out of there. Oh my goodness. Defense gotta wake the fuck up. I started Gilman and he got the fucking game-winning pick. Yeah, Marcus, you lost your spot because you was playing fucking like shit, dick, and ass. You're fucking benched. Get that nigga out of the lineup right now. Because he was just out there. Couldn't tackle, couldn't cover. He was just straight slut mode. Just busted it open for the other team. Marcus Williams, you are my slutty buddy. Hey, you can lose your start spot right back though, Gilman. I benched you for a reason. I remember that. Where's this man's at? He over here? Let me see. He got 90 and 80s on. This man only got 78s on. Hold on, let me take. Fuck it, man. Start you back at free safety like you was originally starting, man. You earned yours. You got the game winning interception. You earned it. He earned his spot back, man. That's only right. Looks like I'm probably gonna be playing the Colts. Yeah, because Chiefs won. Unless the Browns just goes crazy somehow, then I'll be playing the Chiefs. But the Clappers going crazy. Okay, I see. Big dog. And the Lions beat the Bears. God damn, bitch. God damn, bitch. Niggas always get my squad and fucking eat dick with them. It's a damn shame. Goddamn shame. What do I have? What's this? Agility, acceleration. Nah. Defensive coordinator. I do have second level. I really can't even get much. I'm gonna just save it for now. I don't know. I'll decide later. GG's. We